Hello and welcome back to the Dandelion Diaries. This video gave me so much trouble to make. Y'all have no idea of the process that actually went through to get this done, but I wanted to kind of create a memory / real-time plan with me in my Hobonichi Cousin. I'll try to make sure I talk about everything that I used, but majority of the stationery products I used are the washi tapes from the 𝗏𝗏Monsterz stickers, and then I have, I think, 2 pens that I generally use in this. One was a Tombow 𝗏𝗏 brush pen and a hard tip, and the other is my Leonardo Memento Zero Grande 2.0 in the sunflower colorway with an extra fine nib. It's on the bottom right corner down there, and it had De Atramentis Jane Austen inked inside of it. This week in my Hobonichi Cousin, we were supposed to have a lot of things going on. It was the 4th of July week, otherwise known as Independence Day for the States, which is where I am located. So we had an event that we were supposed to be going to on Monday, and then we also had another event that we were supposed to be going to on Saturday. On top of all of that, we also had a couple of appointments between myself and my boyfriend, and we had I had to have a phone call with my mom as well. So a lot going on this week, and I really wanted to try to document everything that happened without putting it in my planner. So that way when I would go back in, I could do more of like a memory spread and make it look really cute and do exactly what happened. Well, I did memory planning up until Friday night / Saturday morning. And then I kind of just kept going with I thought we were supposed to be doing for the rest of Saturday and then also Sunday. But as we get towards the end of the video, you'll see that on Saturday and Sunday when I get there, we didn't necessarily do the things that I wrote down, and I'll talk about that once we get to those days. But what I'm doing right now is taking leftovers from old kits. So whenever I don't use all the stickers from a kit, I will take leftover sticker paper and kind of group the different types of things together. So these are the, I think, skinny labels or half labels from one of the 𝗏𝗏Monsterz Co. kits. I'd use these sometimes, but not all the time, but I wanted to get a kind of varying amount of colors just to match that planner washi down on the bottom. And all I'm doing here is just blocking out my lunch window. I typically eat lunch at the same time every single day, which is usually between 11, 12, or 1, and so this kind of works out for me. The reason why I kind of hesitated on that Saturday is because we do have that event, which was supposed to be during lunch, but I went ahead and put it down in the lunch window anyway, since we would be eating at that time like normal. I then wanted to go ahead and work on my sidebar, so I took one of these more square labels, and then I hesitated again because I wanted to put down some washi to cover up the calendar at the top. I've been doing this a lot more recently in my cousin weeklies because I'm just not a fan of having that little snapshot calendar. I don't use it, it's useless to me, so if I cover it up with something cute, it makes it a little bit more pleasant to look at for me. But you will see how many times I struggled to get stickers straight in this video. I was having an off day or something because I could not get stickers to lay down straight for the life of me. Usually in my sidebar, I like to have a set of tasks or goals, just so that way I have something to reference during the week of things that I either want to accomplish or things that I want to look forward to throughout the week. I usually use these little dot stickers, also from the 𝗏𝗏Monsterz Co., but sometimes I will just use my Zig Dot Clean Color markers, or I'll just draw little asterisks, like just really anything to note different types of tasks. This week I really wanted to denote everything we were doing since we had so many events going on, and that's ultimately what I wanted to write down. And other plan with me's, I usually do my goals, which I have broken down into, I think, 8 categories this year. I'll try to go over my goals at some point with you guys just so you can see how I broke those down. One of the main things that I really am looking forward to or was looking forward to for this week was our egg collection. So our chickens are finally laying eggs, which is incredibly exciting. And they're actually laying quite a few every single day now. So we've been getting 4 or 5 eggs a day consistently, which at the end of this week, I'll go ahead and tell you, we got 28 eggs, which was really, really exciting considering our chickens just started laying a few weeks ago. The next section I like to do in my sidebar is my happy moment section. So again, I'm just taking some of those leftover labels and I'm sticking them down. There are these really cute Coffee Monsterz Co. stickers that say happy moment with a little emoji and some hearts, and you can see I'm on like my last 2 stickers, so I definitely need to get some more of those. But I have really been enjoying putting these on every single one of my weeklies just because they are so cute. I really enjoy having a happy moment space in my sidebar just because when I open up to my planner pages, if I'm like reviewing things I've done in the past, it's really nice to see just a little snapshot of that week and something that really made me happy. After I do my happy moment, I like to put down a little habits tracker. I don't do this on every week, but I've been enjoying it in my common planner, so I wanted to try it out in my cousin. So I basically track the same things that I track in my health planner. So I have a reference to it, I guess, on my like catch-all planner too. It is just repeat information, so it's not necessary for me to track it twice, but I am enjoying kind of seeing how it looks in case next year I don't want to have a separate book just for my health and wellness, if I want to combine it more with like my catch-all planner and have everything in one space. Moving on into the actual weekdays now, I used these really cute foiled sunflower stickers from Sticker Guru. They're, I think it says it on the sheet, you could probably read it, mini sunflower deco, yeah. And I'm just putting them down on the days that I'm going to be watering my garden. So I like to water my garden in the morning because it gets very hot here, and if I do it in the afternoon, I feel like I'm just damaging my plants. So if they have enough water in the morning, they're more likely to grow stronger, better, faster, all those kind of great things. But we were supposed to get rain on Tuesday and then also on Sunday. And you'll see I go back in later and add one of these to Saturday, but we don't water every single day unless it's above 90 degrees, which it has been above 90 degrees Fahrenheit every single day for, I think, almost the whole month now, if not half of June as well. You'll also see that I write down chores in there. Chores to me is just like doing the dishes, making sure the chickens have water, any kind of quick tasks that take like 10-15 minutes, folding some towels, whatever. I just like to get them over and done with in the morning since I do work from home and have the option to just kind of make my own schedule. I then wanted to denote that on Monday I was getting a new language book delivered, and I'll keep it a secret for now because hopefully you guys will see a video on it later. But I was really excited to get this because I would be able to write in Spanish entirely in it, which is one of my goals this year, is to become fluent in Spanish by the end of December of 2023. Don't know if we're gonna get there because we're already 6 months in and I'm still really slow on my Spanish practice, but hopefully this book will encourage me to practice a little bit more. I then went ahead and used a Tombow dual brush pen. I don't remember what number it was, but it's one of their like sagey green colors. And I usually just highlight that section of when I'm going to start working for the day. And work for me does involve a lot of the dandelion diaries because that is one of my goals, is to just make this my full-time job. Other than that, I usually do lots of emails and just things that don't really require a whole lot of thought. So I mainly just write down a lot of the dandelion diaries tasks that I want to get done. And all throughout the week I have varying tasks, but the main task has been going through my emails and comments because last or 2 Sundays ago I had a giveaway, and the giveaway winner has already been announced, but it was a very fun process for me and I got to read all of your emails, and it was really nice to see all the wonderful things you guys were saying, and it honestly made my morning every time I had to log in and see everybody's emails. It was really nice. But after work on Monday, I wanted to get ready for our event. So we were going to a drone show. This year in our area, they had a drone/fireworks event. So they would have 1,000 drones in the sky doing different, I guess, shapes. And it was really, really, really cool after we went. It was amazing. But we went and got food beforehand as like a little dinner date, and we ended up going to get sushi and Chinese food. We got a little bit of dim sum, but I didn't have any dim sum stickers, so I just labeled it down as a sushi date because we did have sushi. And then because I don't have any fireworks stickers, unfortunately, and I didn't feel like drawing any fireworks, I wanted to use this little game controller from the video games sticker sheet that the Coffee Monsterz Co. has, because drones are actually flown with little controllers like this, in case you didn't know. And I thought it was really cute how he looks like he's menacing, right? Like he's winning, because the drone show is very much a exciting and very much a winning event, in my opinion. I hope they do more of them. It was really, really cool. And then I ended up just lettering in drone show with my fountain pen because I have been loving drawing with my fountain pen ink recently. I did this last month too with some of my fountain pens just to help use up more of the ink I had inside of them. And I really liked how it turned out, so I've been using them a lot more for this. Moving on into Tuesday, which was Independence Day, I just woke up and immediately started getting into things I needed to get done. So again, I used that Tombow and then my fountain pen to kind of just write out everything I wanted to get done. I did want to create an IG reel or an Instagram reel this day, and I ended up doing just a little flip through of my common planner, which looked really good. I was really proud of it. And then I also wanted to make sure I had my July currently inked, ready to go, since it was going to be uploading on that Wednesday. Since this was a holiday, my boyfriend was off of work, so we ended up going to the store. We had to go pick up some crackers and tortillas. I know that's kind of random, but those are the two main things we were out of. And then we also wanted to go kind of just spend some time together, so we went and saw a movie. We didn't go anywhere specifically, we just have a big TV that we watch movies on sometimes. And we ended up watching this movie called 𝗦𝘃𝗽 Bureau, which has Nicolas Cage as the main actor, but it was a post-apocalyptic kind of scenario where people were being taken to a new place. I won't do any spoilers in case you watched the movie yourself, but it was very good, and the ending did not end at all how we expected, so it was a fun watch. After we watched the movie, we actually had quite a few things we still needed to get done, just like a nice little break for us. Recently, we moved a bunch of furniture from my mom's house, and so we needed to move it again in our own house, just so that way it would be a little bit easier to maneuver around it until we find the final places we want to put them. We will be likely moving it again sometime next week, just so that way we have more space again. We're trying to do it all together, but it's getting a little challenging because of a couple of the furniture items are really big. And then usually I like to end my days with journaling or reading if I have time, and I did end up having time on Tuesday to do both, which was really nice. Moving on into Wednesday, I again watered the garden, did some chores as like a memory keeper, and then when I was finished with that, I went ahead and got straight to those emails and comments that you all left me, which was really, really nice. And I just did a few more work tasks and then some stuff for the Dandelion Diaries. I also needed to clean out my fountain pens since I had finished almost all of the ink in them. I think I had a little bit left in my Sailor Compass of the Monteverde Olivine, but it was hardly anything worth saving to write with. And then I had a lot of old ink samples that I hadn't swatched yet that I wanted to get through too. So that was majority of my morning. When we got to the afternoon, I wanted to do a little bit of designing. I actually have been trying to practice my designing a lot more, but I wanted to do some designing just for myself, and I wanted to make sure I had moons and some star flowers. I'll hopefully get to explain those to y'all in the future, but I'll just say that for now. The little half box is again from one of the old kits from the Coffee Monsterz Co. I want to say this was in April, maybe the April monthly kit. I'm not 100% sure, but it was really cute and it matched the color scheme that I was going for on these pages. After some design practice, I wanted to do some more reading. I have been making my way through the Bridgerton series by Julia Quinn. I have watched all of the Netflix show, and I really wanted to read the books because books are always better, right? Well, to my surprise, the Bridgerton book series are nothing at all like the show. They're so much better, and the wit that Julia Quinn has when she's writing is so good. I have laughed so many times reading these books. I'm only on book 2, which is the Viscount Who Loved Me, but it's a great book. After that, we went out to dinner. We ended up getting some In-N-Out, which has been my obsession recently. I don't know what they're putting in the burgers or the fries, but I think I'm addicted because we did end up getting it a couple more times that week alone, which was probably not the best for health purposes, but it was really good. I'll go ahead and tell you guys my order in case you're curious. It's a double with onion and chilies, and then I usually get animal fries with no onions and chilies. The chilies just make everything so much better, and if you like spicy food, you'll like them on your burgers. They're not even that spicy. They're more of like a tangy flavor to me. I then wanted to have some me time where I got to watch one of my favorite movies, which is Pride and Prejudice. It currently is on Netflix. I'm really excited. But I misspelled prejudice really badly, so just gave up and just crossed it out. But it is a great movie in case you haven't seen it. It is the original one, I believe. Then moving on into Thursday, it was one of the days that I like to do a lot of cleaning. So Mondays are usually a cleaning day, and then like halfway through the week I'll do another big cleaning. But since we had the event on Monday, I had to push everything until Thursday, and so deep cleaning was the most annoying chore on Thursday morning. And then as a reward to myself, of course, I gave myself a little bit of time to just decompress after cleaning everything and read a little bit more. So I continued that Viscount Who Loved Me book the next morning. Moving on into the afternoon of Thursday, I went ahead and logged in to work technically and got some emails and comments from you guys again, but I wanted to make sure that I had everything planned out for the next week. So if you've been following my channel for a little bit, you'll know that Thursday afternoons are usually when I'm having my planning sessions. So I don't like to wait till the weekend because I feel like if I don't have my plans laid out before the weekend, I can't actually relax. So I like to have everything done earlier in the week, and usually Thursday is the best day I have for that. I then had a really nice chat with my mom, and I wanted to document that we talked for a good minute. She's been doing really well, so in case you guys are wondering, my mom's doing great. I then wanted to put down a couple of to-dos that I wanted to finish on Thursday, mainly being my Spanish practice book, because I really wanted to get that thing set up. I will go ahead and tell you guys I did not finish the setup for it, so I will have to wait a little bit before I can finish it, but I'm really excited to hopefully show it to you guys one of these days. I also was expecting an Amazon book delivery, and it was supposed to be a book that I've been very much interested in for a little bit, and I'll show you what it is once we get to the bottom of Friday. But starting with Friday morning, I wanted to reorganize my desk again. So I don't know if anybody else feels this way when they are cleaning their desk or putting things away. If it's not like perfect or functional, like right off the bat, I have to reorganize it. I feel really weird if my desk is really cluttered, and I can't get like a clear brain function if my desk looks like a mess. Some things that I wanted to work on Friday were, again, getting through those emails and comments, and then also I wanted to make sure that I was posting some more on Instagram. So I did a video for Friday of all of the Sailor Mono inks. I did the whole collection on one page, and it was absolutely gorgeous how it turned out, and I wanted to be sure to share it because it was like a little ink rainbow. and the 𝗦𝘂𝗧 actually shared my picture on their story, which made me really, really happy because I felt like, I don't know, I felt honored that they liked my picture so much that they would share it to their story. I then wanted to make sure I did some more filming. No spoilers, so everything is in code. I'll see if you guys can decode it someday, but for now, just code. But I also wanted to finish the outline for this video on Friday because I was planning on starting the filming on Saturday, since I didn't want to wait all the way till Sunday, since that's when it was supposed to upload. For the rest of the evening on Friday, I wanted to read the book that I got. So the book I got is Fast Like a Girl by Dr. 𝗦𝘃𝗽𝗍. And I recently discovered her after listening to a podcast from the Diary of a CEO, who also has a YouTube channel here, and he has his podcast on all major platforms. He likes to have guests that are kind of cool, I guess, like they have different viewpoints on things, and they're pretty famous usually. So if you ever need a good podcast, highly recommend the Diary of a CEO. But Fast Like a Girl by Dr. 𝗦𝘃𝗽𝗍 is all about diet and fasting. So if that isn't something you're interested in, probably don't read it. But she talks a lot about how hormones, menstruation, and overall like timeline in your life works well with fasting in the food department. So she goes over how doing intermittent fasting, there's something called autophagy fasting, there's something called like, oh gosh, and she basically has 6 different forms of fasting that she talks about. And I really wanted to read her book because I have been intermittent fasting for a while, and I wanted to see what she had to say about the hormone aspect. And no spoilers in case you read it. It's a very good book. Moving on into Saturday, this is when I was actually filming. So we were going to be going to a peach festival in our area, and it was supposed to take all morning long. Well, spoiler alert, we didn't actually end up going, which kind of was a bummer. But between myself and my boyfriend, we had a lot of things to get done, and we both weren't really feeling the best. And that is because on Friday night, I actually decided to start a fast, and I wanted to do a 36-hour fast, so that way I would eat on Sunday. Well, if you have ever fasted a long fast before, you know those first few hours are really, really challenging, and once you get past them, you do a lot better. But I'll spoil it. I didn't actually make it to 36 hours, but I did try my very best. I really wasn't feeling very well, and it turns out it's because of what was going on with my body at the time, but I won't be TMI. We'll just leave it at that. The plan was, though, after the Peach Festival, we would come home in the afternoon / early evening, and then we would both get to work on some things, since we both like to work on the weekends on our own projects and things like that. But since we didn't go to the Peach Festival, what happened on Saturday was I worked most of the day, and then in the afternoon, I ended up reading a lot more of Fast Like a Girl, just because I had the time and we hadn't done anything else, and it was a really interesting concept for me to wrap my brain around. Moving on into Sunday, I wanted to use one of these sticky notes to denote when the plan with me was going up, so that way I could be online answering questions, comments, things like that. But since you probably are watching this on a different day, you will know that the plan with me did not go up, and that was due to some technical difficulties I had with the audio, which is why this is a voiceover and not a real-time talking through the video itself like I normally do. But this was my plan. My plan was to upload the video in the morning and then pull the giveaway winner at the end of the day. So I wanted to remind myself in the morning that I need to pull the giveaway winner, but I wanted to go ahead and pack up the order that I had, or pack up the order that I was making for the giveaway winner. So if you watch the giveaway video of my Q3 setup, you'll know everything that I included. And I wanted to make sure that everything was packaged really well so it would get to whoever won safely. The giveaway winner has already been announced, so congrats. I hope you enjoy your package if you're watching this. but I was really happy with the way the giveaway went out, and I will be excited to do more giveaways in the future as my channel grows. Since I decided to start the fast in Friday, I forgot to write it down, so I went back and wrote it down that I started it on Friday. I actually wrote it on Saturday on accident first, so I just wrote it again on Friday. It's no big deal. And then I wanted to put on Sunday that my 36-hour fast would end right around lunchtime, which is when I was supposed to be eating anyways. Well, as I said earlier, I didn't make it all the way through. I only made it to a 19-hour fast before I started feeling really ill, and I read a little bit more about my body, and it just wasn't the best time to do a fast, so I just cut it right there at 19 hours on Saturday night. But I wanted to use this butter emoji, or a butter emoji from the Coffee Monsterz Co. because it is hilarious. Anytime I feel like I need to have a feast like Thanksgiving for us in the US or any kind of like big meal, I love to use this little butter icon because it is so funny to think that you would just eat a whole stick of butter, because that's kind of what it feels like sometimes. Anyways, my plan after, breaking my fast and having that plan with me go up was to go ahead and finish Fast Like a Girl on Sunday and then do any reading I wanted afterwards, like with the Bridgerton series. So I wanted to dedicate pretty much the entire afternoon to reading, which was going to be so satisfying. But in reality, I just took a very long nap, which also was very satisfying. Here again, I'm using one of those little labels from the old kits, and I struggle to make it straight on the page, but I wanted to write down that I needed to do my next week's intentions before the end of this week. So if I don't get all of those completed on Thursday, I like to make sure I have them done by Sunday, so that way I have some idea of what I'm going into for the week ahead. So yeah, that was my plan with me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.